Welcome to Telesales, Tycoons, every Thursday, 3 o'clock, live with you. This is a fun show. I think we're on week 4.
Episode 4.
Rance, Jacob, yeah, 4. I love this. Baby. It is a blast. We get this question so much. We get people that want to sell over the phone so bad.
Oh, yeah.
I was emailing an agent last week, about a week ago, last Thursday night, I think it was. He had watched the show, and he was like, hey, I'm struggling because I have a dialer, and a company of mine threw in 3,000 names into a dialer, and they're just cold call names, and I'm not having a lot of success. Yeah. Well, you know what? This show's going to be about pitch, perfecting your pitch, being dynamic with your pitch, being a freaking beast with your pitch, getting your pitch down. But 3,000 names in a predictive dialer isn't going to get you very far.
No, it's really not.
When it's dialing 3-4 numbers at a time, you'll get through that in a week.
Oh, yeah. Easy. Especially if you're actually making the calls and sitting down and spending 4, 5, 6 hours a day.
That's exactly what I said.
Making calls. Yeah, no, and it's gonna fly through, and it's quick, but it's something that it's good to have a predictive dialer. You know, it's good, especially if you're cold calling.
Especially if you're cold calling, that's a perfect fit. And you'll learn how to get people to respond to you. Yeah. When you're cold calling, they have no clue why you're calling. Yeah. You don't know them. They've never requested anything. Yeah. I learned a lot from cold calling, but most people hate it. It's tough. Well, and it ain't easy.
And a lot of people, which I totally disagree with, a lot of people say cold calling's dead. Cold calling is something that's in.
I've made sales from it.
Yeah, so and it's not totally it's not the most efficient way. It's not the best way. Yeah. But if you don't have any money and you want to get a good start and build a good base and foundation, I don't know of a better way than cold calling. Either cold door knocking or cold calling people. Yeah. And if you're a little timid and still new to the industry, it's honestly, in my opinion, a little less scary to cold call people instead of go knocking on doors, because I've had people answer the door with a gun
and just punch you right in the face. Now just a nice jab, little.
Oh yeah,
right. Was it right or the left? But they can't spit you out. No, they can't eat you. No, you're sitting there on the phone. Yeah. I mean, it's easy.
Worst they're gonna do is cuss you up and down until you never call again.
Hey, thanks so much for your time. I love you.
Appreciate it.
Have an awesome day. We'll talk to you tomorrow. And that's it. I mean, but at the end of the day, they're on the other end of a phone. Yeah. There's so many agents that are, and there's better ways to telesell than cold calling in this industry. Yeah. But if you don't have any money, or if you're with a company that is making it mandatory for you to cold call, then just spend 40, 50, 60 hours a week doing it. Yeah. You'll get good. Yeah. You'll run into... Load 5,000 names a week, whatever. You'll run into those people that will have some interest, or will have a policy, or you'll learn to perfect your pitch to get their attention, or to which we have agents that everyone's got kind of their own flow, their own feel, their own way of perfecting their pitch, and doing their own thing. Yeah. But at the end of the day, it's finding something that works, and your pitch is, it's slightly outside of your script. Yeah. Because your script you use every time. Right. Your pitch is, when they say this, what is your response? Right. What are you good at? What is your go-to? Yeah. And if you don't have some things that you just regurgitate 80 times a day that work a large majority of the time, then you got to perfect your pitch. Yeah. Absolutely. And you got to always perfect it.
Yeah, and the one big thing about your pitch is it needs you need to be captivating. You need to get their attention. I like that. In the first probably 7 seconds of the conversation, you have to grab their attention. Because there's an old saying, is the first 7 seconds of a conversation, people determine whether or not they like you. And that first 7 to 10 seconds is so crucial. If you call and Miss Betty answers the phone, "Hi, is this Miss Betty? My name is Jacob." Or, "Hello, I'm looking for Miss Betty. My name is Jacob."
Yeah, or hey, this is Jacob from the insurance office. Yeah. I'm assuming you want to buy today. Yeah.
What? Yeah. Just
which is a good point, because it's boring. Yeah. And so if you can become captivating, if you can get their attention, that is the most important thing, especially as our industry, our world becomes more fast-paced.
Yeah.
Becomes more tech-savvy. I'm like a little kid. My attention span is like 3.5 seconds.
Oh,
I mean, if I'm in a conversation, people can tell if I'm in a conversation and I'm not into it.
Oh, yeah.
I've already tuned out.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
100%.
I mean, and so imagine yourself in the customer's shoes.
Yeah.
One of the best ways to perfect your pitch is to actually keep a recording of all your calls so that you can go back and listen to those later.
Yes.
Hey, I did a horrible job on that call. Or, hey, an example would be, Betty says, hello, hey Betty, this is Cody from your local insurance office. You know, you probably have burial insurance, but I'm sure I can beat it. You listen to the recording later, and you'll be like, what could I say or do or tweak to perfect my pitch to get their attention?
Yeah, because that's the biggest, especially cold calling, lead calling, whatever it is. You still have to grab their attention. You have to make it captivating and keep it that entire time. So if you're super high level to start off with, but then you're really tearing down, and at the end of the conversation you're never able to close. Well, listen to yourself, and you'll be able to tell based on your tone, based on your verbiage, based on everything that you're saying, where you're starting to lose these people, and when you can figure out when you're starting to lose these people. And if you don't have a dialer system or anything that is able to record, just take your phone, buy a recorder. You can get them at Best Buy or Walmart for like $20 or $30, and just record yourself, because there's no one else there with you coaching you most of the time. It's you sitting there, so you have to be able to coach and learn for yourself.
Yeah.
And
recording
is huge.
Is super important. We're going to continue this in part 2, coming back to recording. I'm going to grill Jacob with some sick, hard questions about recording.
Let's go.
It's going to be good. We'll be right back after the short break. Welcome back to Telesales Tycoon, every Thursday, 3 o'clock, live with you. Cody and Jacob, Secure Agent Mentor, Secure Telesales, bringing the freaking heat.
Boom.
We had a funny break, but we can't share, but it was a blast. It was hilarious. Rance was making us laugh. All right, back to recording. Should you record some calls, certain calls, or all calls?
Every call. Every single call.
You never know when that time is going to come.
Good, bad, or ugly. You have to record every single call, because you want to hear those good calls. You want to hear and recognize what you did to get that sale. Those bad calls, you want to hear and recognize what you did and where they dropped off and where you failed. And when you can combine all your good calls and all your bad calls together and find that perfect medium, the sky's the limit. It's absolutely, I mean, being able to be, as Gary Vee says, self-aware, being able to understand your flaws, being able to understand what you're good at, and recognizing all of those things is huge, is pivotal, because if you never fix the things that you're doing wrong, you're never going to succeed, and you're never going to be able to fix them until you can record yourself and actually hear. Because if you've got a 15-minute conversation that you don't get the sale at the end, you probably don't remember what you said for the first 5 to 10 minutes of that conversation.
Right. And something I've noticed, being in the business as long as I have, you can become, and that's why a lot of vets are really negative, you can become a little cynical towards people in general.
Right.
When you talk to enough people, when you hear enough negativity and no's, it can start to affect you. So don't let it affect you. I know personally that there's certain aspects of sales that I'm much better at than I ever was.
Yeah.
But one area that I've got to almost fake it till I make it, or that I've got to pay attention to, that Cody has gotten worse at, probably, is the building the rapport.
Right.
And warming people up.
Yeah.
which is why I come in there and they're already warm, they're already ready. We're just having trouble getting them over the hump.
Yeah.
I'm the guy. But when I'm just calling with you guys and calling leads and jumping in the boiler room just for the fun of it, I can tell that Diana and Jacob are doing a better job of building rapport, warming people up.
Yeah.
I can still do it.
Yeah.
I can still be great at it, but I've got to almost fake it or try at it because it's just something that you can lose touch with certain parts of this business if you're not doing enough of it.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have to go out and warm people up anymore. They're warm.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just the closer. Well, when you start to lose touch with certain aspects, you can notice, but at least I realize
Exactly. And it's being able to check yourself. Being able to realize I'm a killer closer. I can close anybody. I can sell ice to an Eskimo. But it's that warming up portion, that getting them to the actual close.
There's something that we can all be better at.
Oh yeah, every single day.
The key is noticing it.
Yes. And it all builds back into your pitch, because when you notice the things that you're poor at, when you notice the things that you're good at, when you notice the things that you're mediocre at that you can get better at, and you can combine all those things and really, really, really fine-tooth perfect your pitch to where you know without a doubt every time, everything they say, you've got an immediate rebuttal for it. Anything they say to you, yes, no, maybe, call me back, whatever.
And you'll eventually get those immediate responses to where it is second nature. Yeah. It is natural. Yeah. It is freaking embedded in you because you've done it so much. You've skilled up so much. You put so many hours in that it's so easy.
Well, at this point, I have family members who tell me, call me back. No, I have a no callback policy. It's almost a reaction for me. I'm like, no, we're getting this done now. You called me, we're talking. Let's get it over.
What did you need? I'm busy.
Yeah, I got things I gotta do.
I like it.
Let me take care of it. Let's get this conversation over with.
Let's
get it over. I mean, it's just it's become so second nature to me that when people say no, I get people to say yes. Yeah. I try to talk people down on the price of steak at a restaurant now because it's so second nature to me, and it's something that I do so often that it's second nature. I feel like if nobody says no to me anymore. Nobody says no to me. I don't like getting said no to unless it's legitimate. And a lot of times it doesn't work out, but whatever, I try.
But it happens.
But
as you get it, when you get told no 10,000 times, you learn, or you're an idiot, you ought to learn how to get some yeses, how to perfect that pitch.
Exactly.
How to know what to say back to grab their attention and to move them in your direction into getting a yes, because we all hate getting no. Yeah. It's a part of this business, but the key is, what do you do when you get told no 1,000 times? Do you get off the phone and go home for the day, or do you listen to those recordings, perfect your pitch, and learn how to get yeses?
Yeah. And every no, because that's the biggest thing, guys. Telesales, field sales, whatever it is, you have to be sure that you cannot let the no's affect you. Because when you let the no's and the negativities and the call me backs and everything like that affect you, you're going to see it in the numbers. So every no that you get, just realize for every 10 no's, there is a yes somewhere. For every 20 no's, there is a yes somewhere. And you just have to, Diana in our call center had a really good analogy for it. She said it's like digging through the weeds until you find that flower. And you just continuously have to dig and dig and dig and not give up, because you could be right there. That flower could be right there, and then you say, I'm done for the day.
If you become negative, if you let it affect you, if you have poor performance on a call, or if you just if you let those 1,000 no's when you're about to get a yes, and there's a lot of times where us agents don't realize it. We are that close to getting a yes, to making the sale, but we don't put our best foot forward on that one call. Yeah. On that one appointment. We let the other ones affect us. Yeah. There's been sales that I've lost out on, that you've lost out on, that Rance has lost out on, that people in our call center have lost out on, because we let something, whether it was when we were a rookie or now, we let something affect us. Yeah. and it affected what happened on the next call. Make sure that your pitch is so tight that no matter what, you don't let anything affect you. And that you're able to overcome those. You're able to keep that smile on your face. To get that sale on that call that you probably shouldn't get if you let it affect you.
Right.
Or if you bring your mood down or you become somber. If you let those things affect you, it will affect yourself.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the other night we were here. I mean, it was 6:30, 7 o'clock, and it was a rough day. I mean, we had no's, wasn't home, calling the people, right person, nobody was home, and so the callers, it affected them, and everybody left, and so I said, you know what, I'm gonna stay, I'm gonna make a couple more calls, I'm gonna see what happens.
Paid off,
and
it always does too.
3 calls later, the guy just laid over. I mean, it was just, this is what I've been looking for. I've actually been shopping for a long time. I was more competitive than anybody else that he had. It was walk right through it.
That makes you feel good.
It does. It really does. I mean, because it was a grind. I mean, it was like crawling through the mud all day long. And then finally, I think it was about 8:15 at night, and picked up the phone, and this is exactly what I'm looking for. And my eyes, I mean, just lit up, and it made up for that entire day.
It happens.
And I'm telling you, and it'll happen. It happens. The worst of the days are almost something that I like. The days that are just absolutely horrible days. The days that just that make an average agent want to quit. I know that I'm better than the average agent because I didn't quit, because I stuck in there, and that makes me feel good, because at the end of the day, I got the sale, and I saved us from having a 0 day.
That's a perfect story to move into fan mail. Yeah. That is awesome. That stuff makes you feel good. I'm serious. Nathan says, hey. Nathan says, there are times where I struggle at getting and keeping people's attention. Mm-hmm. What's a phrase that you guys use to get people's attention when you're struggling to get it, that you can implement into your pitch to get people's attention? I know for me, especially, there's times where I can hear someone and I have this phrase for myself: lose a sale on your own terms.
Yes.
If they've got the TV on in the background and it's going to affect me getting the sale, or I can get their attention, hey, Miss Betty, I really need your undivided attention for a couple short minutes. Can I get you to mute or turn the TV off? Mm-hmm. Real quick for me.
Yeah, and that's perfect. And that's an attention grabber, because I'm telling you right now, the folks, especially if you're working like a final expense market or a Medicare market, these people get calls all day long. They really do. They're getting 5, 6, 7 calls from other telemarketers.
Yeah.
Some is insurance, vacations, retirement, whatever it may be. But I can guarantee you there is not another telemarketer out there that is telling Miss Betty, I hear a TV on in the background. I need your undivided attention for the next 2 minutes. Would you mind muting and turning it off?
And it sounds crazy, but you can be positive and respectful and still win over their attention, because, I mean, you think, like, if someone's sitting there and they're not interested, or you can tell that they're just kind of like, hey, I don't know, I'm not really sure, I'm not really interested. Miss Betty, I don't have your attention.
Yeah.
That is evident.
Yeah.
What do I need to do to get it? Because I can promise you it'll be worth it.
Yeah.
Who responds? Who answers people that way? Which is why you watch Telesales Tycoons every single Thursday, 3 o'clock Central Time, live with Secure Agent Mentor Cody and Jacob. Awesome job today. Gosh, I love this show.
I know.
It is a blast,
so
which is why you watch it. We're only 4 weeks into this.
Only 4 weeks.
Before we know it, we'll be 40.
Oh, yeah. 400.
And then you'll be an expert telesales agent. Telesales Tycoons. We love it. Subscribe. Give us a thumbs up if you loved it.
Share the video.
Thumbs up if you hated it. Thumbs up if you like us. Thumbs up if you don't like us. Either way, we'll be live with you every Thursday. Have an incredible weekend. We'll see you next Thursday.